welcome to Der999 Unboxes, the Shock Blue Xbox Series something or other controller. I'm Der999 and here we are unboxing the Xbox Series controller, or the Xbox controller, because it could be Series S or X, or more in the future, and this controller will be compatible with all of them. So yeah, that's basically what you got from me. I have an assortment of controllers here to compare it to, including the Xbox One controller, the Xbox One controller modded, which is basically the best controller of all time, the PS5 controller, best stock controller of all time, the Power A enhanced Nintendo Switch Pro controller, which is the best third-party controller of all time, the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, the PS4 controller. Of course, this directly compares in your life to two of these. Or no, four. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, 3. Because you can also compare it to the original Xbox controller and the original Xbox One controller and the original and the light version of that, the modern version of that. But anyway, don't have those out right now because you don't really need them. That's the in between. Basically, this was the collector's version. This was the collector's in-between version, which I do prefer. Oh, which is my favorite Xbox One controller. For D-pad, common sense words instead of marketing names like what's on the PS5 box. I mean, they are the new names. They are the new names given to the components, whereas Xbox is using the traditional names, so no confusion. Aries X and Xbox. Oh, look at this! Oh my word! Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, Windows 10, Android, and iOS. Two of them are not Microsoft products. And yet, they have it on the box, whereas PlayStation is all high and mighty and doesn't have anything but PlayStation 5 on the box, despite working with everything listed here except the Xbox Series X, XS, and the Xbox One. Scratch his beard. Isn't that different? No, isn't that funny? Now we should have an extra easy peel tab, I think, as I just saw it. Yeah, extra easy peel tab. No knife needed, unlike PlayStation. The box does not explode when you use it, so actual good packaging. I say as I open it, actual good packaging is what we get. Comes with batteries, which you can always get recharged. You can always use rechargeable batteries called lithium-ion batteries, or get a little charging pack like I do have in my controller. Instruction booklet. Whoops, you didn't see that. So we get free Xbox Game Pass. Might as well. Or actually, might as well let my best friend have it. Might as well. Because I certainly don't need it. So yeah, see, the box is in A-OK shape. Unlike the PlayStation box, which is pretty dead. Oh my word, it's almost like Xbox wants you to care for its products instead of, not caring for them. I think it's pretty exposed already, so I have to ignore that. So I have to give my friend the code. That's the wrong way. I have to give him the code before I upload this video, which is fine because I wasn't planning on uploading it anytime soon anyway. How in the world? There we go. No. No. There we go. Figured it out somehow. Got some handy dandy booklets. Registry guide. Definitely register your items, everyone. So you can get warranties. So you get the mandatory warranty. It shows a phone. It shows a laptop. Basically, you can either press the sync button on the Xbox, or you can just use Bluetooth. Go to settings and use Bluetooth. After pressing for 3 seconds the sync button on the controller. My word, they actually told you in just 4 little segments of a flippy thing. There's also an accessories. Oh, there's an accessories app. Wow, this is basically the replacement for the Something which I don't have here, which is actually replaced by my controller, is the Elite controller. This is basically this is more related to the Xbox One Elite controller than it is related to the Xbox One controller, I think. Well, it's related to, oh, that's so rough. Oh, but the buttons are amazing. They come right into your hand. Unlike the PS5 controller, which buttons are really low and shallow, which is kind of dumb, has the color next to them, so you can tell. I don't know if the white one does it that way as well. The sticks are really nice. Definitely more tension than the Xbox One sticks. Wait, don't do it that way. Do it the official way. Definitely more tension than the Xbox One sticks, which I always hated. That was terrible. And if we pull out our super duper $300 controller, or cost of a Xbox Series S, yeah, I could have gotten an Xbox Series S instead of getting this controller, but this controller's worth it to me because I got PC Gamer. Not completely. I still hold on to the controller. Whereas this is just perfect. I mean, I didn't mind myself, but I configured it myself. This is an Evo mod controller. And this is the stick on that. This is the stick on this. It's still loose. I don't like how loose it is still, but it's an improvement over the Xbox One controller. Yeah, and this is much stiffer. So I do like the PS5 sticks a bit better. Although I gotta admit that the PS5 sticks are less smooth, and in taking out my favorite third-party controller, the Power Enhanced. I really like the Power Enhanced. It's almost as good as this. The all-important controller stack. And then the Pro controller. Extremely light. I don't quite like that. I haven't used that in a shooter yet, which is like the main way you really test the controller's aptitude is in shooters and vehicle games. Any other genre is just extra having a controller. The D-pad's really nice. Of course, it's not a Nintendo D-pad, but it's actually close. I like this a lot better than the PlayStation 5's D-pad. Extremely clicky, very nice. The buttons actually feel a lot like my Elite controller. Except a bit stiffer because they're not like custom arcade buttons or nothing. These are really nice. You can input no matter where you press them on the bumper. I think these are my favorite triggers. This is basically my most excited for feature that I saw of it, because of course it's basically an Elite controller with a share button in place of a little customization thing. But yeah, I was wondering if these were going to be really good, and they're amazing. These might be my favorite triggers of all time. My second favorite was my controller. My third would be PlayStation 5's. And then of course the Nintendo doesn't do triggers anymore. But I guess my favorite Nintendo controller will be the GameCube, because that's the only one. Really, really, really nice and smooth. I like that. I have to try this in Halo next. These buttons work just great. What do you want from it? That's the same as that. This works just fine. Doesn't have an indent, so it's flatter, which means you don't have a warning of getting close to the home button, which I do prefer. But the bumps in the back are very nice. You can really feel them. They're really textured. This might be my favorite texturing outside of this guy, because he has actual rubber. I mean, even my Elite controller doesn't have like end all be all texturing, because it's, based on the Xbox One X controller, or Xbox One S, Xbox One X controller. I really like this controller. Now, the question we're all been waiting for. Oh, and also, what does it look like on the inside? Come to me. It's white on the inside, not black. Interesting. Most if not all of the Xbox One controllers are black on the inside. Very nice. You can see the green you can see the green motherboard. USB-C. Thank you, Microsoft. So unlike, let me show you now. So if you were, this is the rechargeable battery, the official one. You can get unofficial ones, but unofficial ones don't allow you to charge through the charge port, or through the micro USB on top. So I would recommend getting the official getting the official rechargeable battery if you want to use this controller like your PS5 controller or your Nintendo controller. Oh man, that's the thing. At least it's not weak like my modded controller, which is actually really weak and it doesn't feel that great. This feels really expensive. Overall, I love this controller. Now, first impressions, is this better than the PS5 controller, which I have spent like a week with and playing it almost every night, playing an hour or two every night, almost every night with the PS5 controller and shooters and vehicle games. Like I said, those are the baseline. Do they work in the vehicle game? Do they work in the shooter? If yes, then it's a good controller. And just judging from this, the sticks might be an issue. I didn't have issues with the PS5 sticks. The triggers were kind of The buttons were really low profile. I don't like that. I don't know when low profile buttons will come in handy. I don't think they ever will. So I hate that. And also, can you do the PlayStation Nintendo grip? Yes, you can. Unlike the Xbox One controller, even my decked out evil modded controller doesn't let you really do that comfortably. So Microsoft finally realized people play Forza, and they need to use both fingers on the top of the controller. My word, such realizations, eh? And also, people play Ace Combat on Xbox as well, and now there's Elite and a ton of other games. Star Wars Squadrons, let's run another one. Which I'm going to be trying Star Wars Squadrons out with this controller soon, as well as playing the new update with Halo 4, and maybe using this controller late tonight. And overall, the blue's really nice. It's just a really nice controller. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Is it worth it? It's $10 less than the PS5 controller. Okay. Now, I can't tell you if it's worth it to buy a console over the controllers right now. If I had a PS5 and could test out its HD rumble, its adaptive triggers, which are the only things that I really care about, then and could foresee the future and tell you, oh, by the way, this amount of games will have it, then I could tell you if the PS5 controller or the PS5 is worth getting over the Xbox. However, what I can tell you is if you are a PC gamer who happens to love their controllers, which is worth it right now. Okay. The PS5 controller is fantastic, but the low-profile buttons bug me to death. The triggers aren't good enough. They're okay. They're better than every other PlayStation trigger I've ever known. The PS3 controller was terrible with its triggers. The PS4 was an improvement, but terrible. My PS4 controllers, I believe, will be okay, judging from just extension triggers, and the PS5 controllers triggers are extended. That's fine. But they're not. They're still not great. By far, these are the best of both worlds: the best of Xbox, the best of PlayStation. They are fantastic. I love them. I think, and now this one just has sticks I don't like, and I can fix it by putting a cap on it. So it'll be something similar to this, or I can get a modded version of this and have something similar to this. And also, I might mention it's not as bowed out as the PlayStation controller is, so it might be better in a flying sim where your hand kind of comes like this, where you need to be all over the stick like this, instead of holding it like this and tapping a button every now and then. So yeah, I'm going to say it in first impressions anyway, that this may be in fact better than the PS5 controller. I'll tell you in like a month when I get around to making a video after I played a month with these controllers, which is actually better, in my opinion, this is the smallest of this is the most modern and most comparable controllers to this. These are not all the controllers in my collection. If you want to see and of course there are videos on other controllers on my channel. If you want to see more controllers on my channel, you can look in the playlist. There's Triple Unboxes playlist, or there's Triple Unboxes playlist to look at all the controllers I have, because the further you go back, the more controllers I show. I haven't pulled out this many comparison stuff in a long time and actually picked up and used them. But anyway. But as of right now, as long as the sticks aren't terrible like the Xbox One sticks were, will this be the best controller? I say, yes, it's probably the best controller of this generation, because the Nintendo hasn't come out with the controller yet. And there's no one modding these controllers yet either. And there's no third parties either that could possibly beat it. Like, remember the Black Ops controller of the Xbox 360 era? And the Modern Warfare 2 controller? Those are the best controllers of that era. Well, when they were new, when the rubber degrades, and that's not the thing. But, yeah. 100%, this is worth it. That got less worth it because this is worth it. Do you want to pay the extra $10 for features you don't have, for features you can't use, for a controller that's harder to work with Windows and Linux and Mac? Because, let's face it, iOS is on the packaging of this, PlayStation 5 is on the packaging of that. So even with Macs, I would say this would work. So overall, I think Xbox is going to rule the controller market once again, and by far with the best controller, by far. Now, because this does feel as high quality as PS5 controller, yet it's $10 cheaper, because it doesn't have the gigantic, oversized, necessarily big, I must admit, HD Rumble 2.0, and the adaptive triggers, and the trigger components, which are like that thick, which are about that thick, the size of my two fingers right here, about like that, which is also big and complex and costs money. But if you're a PC gamer, or an Android gamer, or an iOS gamer, or I could just said mobile gamer. I would have said mobile gamer, but anyway. So if you're a mobile gamer, or a Windows gamer, or an Xbox gamer, let's face it, this is worth it. 100% worth it over the PS5 controller, without a doubt. If you're a PS5 gamer, or if you're a PS5, PC, and the rest gamer, the PS5 controller is more worth it, of course. If you're a multi-platform God Race gamer, like I was, the Xbox Series controller is worth it tenfold over the PlayStation 5 controller. I mean, still get one, but just in comparison's sake, for comparison's sake, I say it's worth it. Nintendo's been in my grasp onto Nintendo so hard, and now this comes along and blast it. So Nintendo, when you make a Nintendo Switch Pro for me, make a better controller and make me say Nintendo's best again, please. But until then, thanks for watching. This is 100% worth it. Probably worth getting, definitely worth getting over the PS5 controller if you're on PC or Android. And yeah, so the title I told you this conclusion, which should probably be like the best multi-platform controller ever, or so far, or something like that. And then I have comparisons, and I only know what I'm going to put in the title when I put in the title. I don't have scripts that I write up before I start commentary, because as you saw, I just unboxed this. But anyway, so I'll be playing with that for the next few days, and then I might, in a week or a month, whatever comes first, I'll give you an actual comparison between these two, my thoughts in their Stock Spot episode. Alright, that'll be the first video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate watching on this video. It means a lot to me, if you were to check out the rest of the stuff on your screen, which are the various ways you can support this channel. Such as there's no such as the various ways you can support this channel, which of course the best way to support this channel is by watching these videos and also it really feels nice. I love this plastic. I love this one more, but I like this one as it's not a modded controller that costs as much as the Xbox Series S. But anyway, okay, by watching this content, engaging in all the content produced, and sharing with friends and anyone else who will listen. Alright, that'll be it. Thanks for watching, and I guess, hold it! Okay, so you know how we did the thing with the PS5 controller where we tried to install it on Windows, failed? Looked up a tutorial to install it on Windows, or to connect it to Windows again, and it worked. So you press the sync button to turn the controller on. You can also turn the controller on first with the Xbox button. which you notice it's pretty glowness. The PlayStation kind of has it, but not this pretty. It looks better in real life. I like how the Xbox X is blue and the surrounding LED is a bluish white, but regardless, if you don't have a Bluetooth button if you don't have a Bluetooth button or Bluetooth on your toolbar already, then go over to your start. Settings, just like it said on the packaging, which we're already farther along than we were in the PS5. Go to devices, go to add Bluetooth device, go to Bluetooth. That's your controller, and you're done. Now that's a solid light. That means you're done. And it's that easy. How do we prove it? Well, that came up because Steam is weird. Okay, whatever. We can prove it another way. I'll set up and ready to go. Let's try it now. There we go. Go into Windows Big Picture. And again. No, never mind. We have to actually do it the old-fashioned way. There you go. Maybe it's even a button press. Which it really shouldn't be Steam, but okay. It's a button press. And yeah, it's just that simple. And I doubt I'm going to have any connection issues. But stay tuned on this Der999 unboxing playlist for the Der999 testing, or for the dirt testing of the Xbox Series controller. So that'll be our first video. Thanks for watching, and I guess see you in a second.